Buddy. It's today is Thursday, no, Saturday, February 8th. And today I got to go to this job fair for Broward County schools and stuff. Trying to find a job somewhere. It's been kind of rough. Been searching, filling out applications, searching, filling out applications. It's been more or less the same thing all the time. I got in this position. I used to work for the city of Fort Lauderdale. I started back in 2018, I think, and it was going pretty well. Started off on the streets, walking, picking up trash. That was pretty decent. Had to do that for like 6 months, the probation period, and then after that it was all said and done, I ended up still doing it, probably like a few more months in until the position opened up for pressure cleaning or apprentice facility maintenance worker. I think before I got there it was facility worker 1, but it's changed to apprentice maintenance facility worker, something like that. And I was doing that for a good little spell. I was doing that, and for like 4 years. I've been at the city for like 5, and it feels like it's been 5 years at the facility maintenance position, but that's only because, excuse me, I've been doing that for so long. But anywho, I was doing that for a good little grip. Very good at it. Very good at it. Was happy at that position. And mind you, while I was doing all this stuff, I was smoking weed. Been smoking weed from fucking high school all the way up until 2022 or something like that. Well, heavily smoking weed until 2023 or 24. No, 23. And then around late 2023, I got to a point where I started thinking to myself that, because while I was smoking, I would like take breaks in between time, and I would like what's going on, man? CB, TJ. I would take breaks in between the time of smoking or whatever the case, just so that way I can kind of like detox my body, try to get myself to kind of like calm down a little bit, give my body a chance to like get out all the smoke air or whatever the case, man. Just try to clean up the lungs a little bit. But yeah, while I was in the mix of doing that, I was still at the city, and so I would be smoking while still working there, and then it came time for like a promotion, if you will. So I with the city, I kind of figured that, since I already did the background and did the drug test, Coolio, R.I.P. Coolio. Is Coolio died? Oh, Lordy. Unless you try to make jokes or something. But 2022. Yeah, in 2022, man, I'm just kind of like venting a little bit, man. That's all that is. But What's going on, Kev? Say up, bro. Stay up. Oh yeah, man. It's a work in progress, man. Work in progress. But yeah, I was up for promotion and stuff, and like I didn't know with the city that they have to drug test you again to get to this new position. So they ended up. I was at work, and like in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, I already know that I'm up for promotion, so I was thinking like, okay, maybe they're gonna have to, you know, try to. I was gonna try to like, I guess try to beat the system, man. If it in a sense, I was gonna try to beat the system and try to like, you know, um, count out the time in which I can take the, cause I had like a detox drink or whatever. What's going on, Dylan? I was gonna try to count out the time in which I could take the detox drink, so that ways I could like, pass the drug test or whatever. So, long story short, man, I was at the job and my foreman hit me up and he was telling me that, you know, it's time to, they want us to go take the drug test, me and another guy, because we was both up for promotion. So, they gave us the address to a facility, and we went to the facility, and I already knew right then and there, man, because I was thinking to myself, like, fuck, how the hell where can I go to try to, I was just thinking of an excuse or thinking of something to where I can, like, be like, oh, man, I didn't get the text, or, oh, man, just try to make up something to where, like, I can kind of, like, avoid doing the drug test now so that way I can take the detox and then, do that or whatever. Man, I got to a point where, and I'm mostly, sound funny saying this, I'm mostly a honest person, man. I don't really like lying to folks, man, because when you lie to one person, you damn near almost got to lie to somebody else, or you got to keep carrying on the lie to fucking cover up another lie. And for me, man, that shit is annoying. Just quit smoking, bro. You'll save money and think clearly, plus be healthier. Oh, yeah, trust me, man. I already know, Kevin. To be honest with you, I haven't picked up a joint since late Thanksgiving 2024, man. I done cut that shit all out because of the predicament that I'm in now, where I'm kind of like looking for a job and shit. So I just got to the point where instead of just smoking and then detoxing like every other month or whatever, I'm done smoking, man, period. But yeah, okay, so yeah, pretty much I done went to the place to do the drug test, and like I said, man, I already knew I was fucked, man. I already knew that once I took that piss and gave the people the cup, I already knew it was gonna come back bad, because I think the day before, or a few days before, I had done already smoked, and it was just stupid on my part. I'm the kind of person, man, that I'll take accountability, man, and be like, you know what, I fucked up. What's going on, Johnny Bravo? Like the name. New here, what's going on? Only thing going on, man, is just that I'm just talking about my life, or certain points that led up to the position where I'm at in my life. I don't really got no general direction of where this is going. I just woke up this morning, man, and not gonna lie to y'all boys, man, I thought about ending it all. I was just thinking, like, I was thinking like how much people it would probably affect if I did that, just ending it right here and there. And I was like, man, you know what? Let me just get up, because what I used to do, I would get up, I would write down my dreams, and like it would kind of be like this way for me to, like, come to terms, or maybe just try to figure out maybe what they mean or something like that. But I was like, you know what? Let me just, because I was going to do the same thing with this one, but I was like, you know what? Let me just come out here and just talk it and vent it out, because, yeah, I could write it down, but at the same time, at the same time, sometimes it's better just to like, you know, talk talk as if you're talking to somebody. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, let me just come out here and do a live. I guess maybe a stupid idea, but in hindsight, it may help me and maybe help somebody that may be going through something. But yeah, like pretty much, man. I did the drug test. Like a few days, maybe a few weeks later or something, the shit came back and told me that of course I failed. So you know, a big whoop. Then you got to remember all the lies and juggle them. Too much stress. Yeah, that's facts, man. That's way too much fact. I mean, it's way too facts, man. Cause I can't. Like I say, man. I don't get me wrong. I do a little white lies here and there, but those lies they lay harmless. And even those I don't really like doing too much because then, like I say, it's too much to be trying to juggle. What's up, this cutie little life? I'm glad you came out, talked with us. You made the right choice. You're not alone. Thanks for that. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, I knew that I felt that, and I was like, yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. And then shortly after that, the foreman found out, and he basically was just telling me that that for the day, this is the few days or a few weeks after, I can't remember the time span, but this was after that, and he told me pretty much, he called me in, I believe, and he was telling me like, you know, man, I'm gonna have to let you go home because the drug testing thing, I guess it was under investigation or something. So, you know, they did the investigation, and I'm home. I'm making no money, just trying to figure out what's the next thing, what's the next plan, what's the next move or whatever. They ended up calling me one day, and they was pretty much telling me that, you know, that everything it's under investigation or whatever the case. They asked me what it is that I plan to do to just, you know, I guess show them that I'm not on that same wavelength no more or whatever. And I was just telling them that, you know, I'll just quit with the mindset of saying that, you know, I'm gonna just stop because, you know, I'm not hooked on it. It's just that sometimes I'll smoke it, sometimes I won't. And then another thing with me too, when it comes to smoking weed, I don't like to smoke by myself because lately, not saying like lately as in like I've been smoking still now, but lately as in like when I was like on the verge of stopping, I would have these like anxiety or panic attacks to where like when I'm smoking by myself and if I'm like in the house by myself, I'll be getting paranoid and super anxious, and I'll start thinking about my fucking health, like, oh man, what if I have a heart attack, or what if something happened to me, or whatever the case, health-wise. And I'm just sitting here like, man, like I hate that shit to my core. Like I really can't stand fucking smoking a joint and not even being able to enjoy the high. I'm over here panicking and having all these damn anxiety attacks and shit or whatever the case. So it got to a point where even with that, I was already on the verge of saying like, yeah, I'm done with this, man. So when it came time for the investigation, I didn't have that mindset. I just had the mindset like, okay, yeah, I'll just, you know, quit for the time being or whatever the case may be. And, you know, after all that, I'm trying to think because it's been so long ago. After all that, I guess they came up to their conclusion, and like, I got a bad habit of like forgetting important stuff, so I may be glossing over a few things. But after all of that, they pretty much came to a decision that I guess they was gonna let me go, and like, you know, I was without a job from that point. The date, it's been 2 years that I've been unemployed. Mind you, while I've been unemployed, I've been getting like work here and there, like temporary work, because I went to this agency, Wolf Creek. Shout out to Wolf Creek. and they've been pretty much setting me up with jobs here and there. This other job I went to from them, I was there for like 6 months, and then another job I probably was there for like maybe a few days or whatever the case. So I was just bouncing back and forth between jobs, and then while I was with Wolf Creek, the job for 6 months actually, I met this other guy, which I won't be named because, to be honest with you, I really don't like this guy. He super cheap, don't want to pay no goddamn body, and now he got people there paying him less than what he was paying me. So I'll just keep that one in the pocket, I guess, because I don't know why, but I'm just not trying to have no issues come my way. That's the only thing. But yeah, I was working for him for probably 3 months or some shit. I can't even remember. But it was holding me down, man. I was able to pay my rent, pay for stuff that I wanted or whatever the case may be. And, be fine just off of that. But then with that, because it was like a private company, and yeah, by the way, it was a private company, they can kinda, I don't even want to say kinda, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. And like, he was got to a point where he was cutting people and stuff, and like it was only me and this other guy that was like working for him. And I guess because certain contracts was running out, what I used to do, long story short, just to make it quick, we would be the people that would like set up the bus shelters down here, the shelters that you sit on and got like the little roof over your head. We would set those up, and this motherfucker here, he would have us do those shits by hand. Like, we would go to where I used to work at through the temp agency. We would go to that place. We would like take the stuff, like it was already be out of a box and already organized to where it need to go. We would take those things, we would set up the top part at the warehouse, and then the truck that we would drive, we would have a trailer attached to it. We would put those things on the back of the trailer along with the rest of the pieces. So that way, once we got to the location, we would put those things up. We would stand them up first. And then like everything else, we would start building up on like the back wall. We would start building up on the rail for the bike and like other little stuff, the like electric, that way is when it starts raining, thunderstorming or whatever, and if you out there waiting for the bus and you up under that thing, it'll conduct the electricity, so that way the people that's under the shelter don't get shot. We would set up the seats that would be up under the shelter. We would do a lot of stuff, and like that shit was not light, that shit was heavy. And like this dude here, he would have us goddamn doing all that stuff by hand, like I say. And I had found out from somebody, which shall not be named, that he would get, I think, $25,000 just for setting up one of those things. Try to get a job as a truck driver. You know what, Johnny? I did that a while back ago when I was working with the city, because they got CDL jobs that you can do, and my foreman was in charge of the training. And I told myself that I wanted to do that. And I went as far as to downloading the app and studying for it. But I never capitalized on it, man. I squandered that opportunity. Maybe it's not too late. I had to get back reacclimated to it. But at the time I did try it, and I didn't capitalize on it like I was supposed to. But yeah, this dude, man, he would get $25,000 off of that stuff, man. 25,00. No, 25 3 zeros. And like, he would get all of that. And in my mind, we would still get, not in my mind, and we would still get the same goddamn pay that we was getting as a regular person just setting up the bus stop post. Because what we usually do, we would go down, we would have like a certain bus route to do, and all day we would set up the bus signs and put up the little my ride signs for like the handicap or something like that, or just information for people to read and figure out with the bus where they come and how time and all that whatnot. And we would just be doing that, and it would just be a straight flat fee of fucking $15 an hour. The guys that he was paying before us, they would get paid. I heard they got paid 17. But I guess with us, it was 15, and then there was another guy who I recently went to the temp agency, and like I met up with a few people from there, and like come to find out that this guy, he's working for the same dude. Mind you, this guy here, when he let us go, he told us that they wasn't gonna have no more work till November. I called him back November. They say I didn't call him back directly. I called like the security guy that uh that that the warehouse that they go to, because the security guy, he helped them out too. Shout out to him. But he told me that they go out every now and then. It's not all day or whatever. But when November came, I asked them, and they said they still ain't got nothing. So I ended up finding out from the guy from the last job that I just had recently. He was saying that he's doing the same thing, and that he don't get paid 15 an hour. I think he said he get paid 13 or something. But the thing with him, he got like a whole nother job, so he kind of straight anyway. That's just like extra chump change. But I'm like, yo, not only did this motherfucker not even tell him, bitch, that they was going to be starting back work. Mind you, this is January that he started. This was in January when I ran into him, and I don't know how long it's going to last. But he also is paying these guys $2 less than what we was getting paid. And it's funny because now that I'm thinking about it, the guys before us, they was getting paid 17s, and we was getting paid $2 less than what they was getting paid. And I'm like, yo, now that I'm thinking about it, like, yo, this dude, he keep going lower and lower and lower. And I know we go through life and we all got stuff that we got to go through. But like, damn, dude, like, you seriously just like really bucking people, honestly. You not even really being honest and upfront with folks. You sitting up here saving all your money so that way you can do whatever the hell you want to do while everybody else is struggling trying to make it. For hopefully these people got like other jobs like the guy I'm talking about, because $13 an hour? Like, I ain't even finna lie to you. I ain't got no job right now. And even that sounds better than nothing, but $13 an hour when I was getting paid 15? I don't know. I guess beggars can't be choosers, man. But yeah, that's crazy, if you ask me. But yeah, man, I was working for that clown, and then something ended up happening to one of the guys that we was working with. We was in the middle of setting up those roof parts. We was doing that process, and when we setting up the roof, there's these little bar things or whatever, and they connect all the main poles that connect to the roof or whatever. It was just, I like to call it the skeleton, because we didn't put the overhead part and the back wall on the thing yet. So it was just the poles that stand up, and then the skeleton of the roof. So that was all set up, and the bars that connected, we had that set up. So we gotta hold them things because they not even securely drilled into the ground yet. So we gotta put weight on them to make sure that they don't tip over. Tell me why, when we had that thing set up, and like we was supposed to be holding it. I remember I don't know if it was one or two of us, but two people was holding it, and then there was like this heavy bag of like tools or concrete or whatever it was, or sand, I think it was. We had holding another one. One of the guys, I believe, walked away from from holding the pole or whatever, because this guy, he was trying to like look for a specific tool to continue working on it, and it was just me holding it. And I think while he was in the midst of looking, he couldn't find it, and so we was all scrambling trying to find it, trying to find like where the piece at or whatever the case. And like I messed around and like I had my hand on it, but I messed around and like moved a little bit, and it was fine for like maybe a few seconds. But the next thing I know, that thing went to tipping, and like that thing is heavy, and you don't want to get caught up under that thing. So I had like tried to come back to it and hold it. And like by the time I got back to it, I wasn't even that far away from it. I probably was like maybe a few. I can't see nothing now. Hold on, Crawford. Say, hold on. Hold on. I figure out this goddamn. I gotta excuse me, man. This is my first time doing live, so I'm trying to figure out how the hell to bring back the damn thing, the camera, I guess. I'm muted. Fuck, man. Damn, girl. All right, can you hear me? Not you. Let me know if y'all can hear me, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hold on. Got another phone here. I can probably see what's going on. I'm gonna check it out now. See if I can hear myself. Yo. Can y'all hear me? Yo. Okay. I can hear myself, so I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me. But yeah, man, pretty much, long story short, man, this damn thing messed around and tipped over and landed on the guy's head. Like, I was there to try to lessen the blow as much as possible, but like I said, that stuff is heavy, man. And when it landed on dude, you could tell that dude was out of it. I'm surprised he wasn't like KO'd from it. But that happened, and then for like the rest of the day, man, he was saying, all right, cool. But he was saying that that his head and his back was hurting or whatever. And like I say, from the rest of that day, man, he just seemed like he just was in pain the whole time. So we pretty much wrapped up and finished. And like we pretty much, I remember I told him, I don't know about everybody else, but I had told him, no, I think one of the other guys did tell him like to chill out for whatever case for like a good little minute. And like, excuse me, he would work every now and then, but that pain would still keep coming back to the point where it's like, yeah, he kind of like had to sit out for a good little minute. So we managed to finish that or whatever the case. And the day went by, and like, I think I remember telling him like he probably needed to go to the hospital or whatever the case, and he ended up doing that. I think he was gonna do that regardless, but he ended up doing that. So he ended up having to miss a few days. I think it was, if I'm remembering these events right, man. You gotta forgive me because it ain't been so long, but it's been a good little grip. But yeah, he ended up missing a few days because he had to go to the hospital, and then when he went there, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, y'all can't correct me because I don't know, but a few days went by, and he ended up having to like sit out for a while, and then he came back. So he back working again. I'm asking him like how he feeling. The doctor said that he had like a mild concussion or something like that, and that he just needed to take some time off. So we back working again. So me and the guy, we was not pretty, I wouldn't say close, but we was close enough to that rate to where he could like tell me about certain shit. And like he had told me, mind you, while the mix of him was missing or whatever, we couldn't really work because it was like 4 of us. And like, yeah, 2 of us could have went out, but I guess the guy didn't want to have all of us out, or better yet, he didn't want to pay all of us from my POV, because he's such a cheap ass bastard. But he didn't want us all out, I guess. So it was like a few days we had to be down or whatever. And I think in the midst of that, I think he had us come back one day or something like that. And I think I might have missed the day, or I called out or something, because I had to do something. Something was going on. I don't know if I was sick or whatever, but I had called out. And so when the guy that got injured came back, he had told him, and this is what the guy that got injured told me. The guy that owned the private company told him while he was in the hospital, and then nurses was asking him what's going on. I don't know if he called the guy or the guy called him beforehand, because I think he told him, let him know that he going to the hospital or whatever the case. This dude had the audacity to tell this man, to tell the nurses that he got injured doing some other shit or whatever the case. Because mind you, what we doing, the stuff that we lifting, I was told that shit requires a forklift or some kind of machinery to where people are not supposed to lift that up. That's how heavy that stuff is. We are not supposed to be lifting that up. We supposed to be wearing hard hats and everything. Because we had another job prior before that. And it was in like a construction area. And then with the construction area, I guess they might have told him that we need to be wearing hard hats. And we was wearing hard hats. But when we was doing this job, we wasn't. And like I said, that thing landed on my dude's head, man. So that happened. And like I say, he was at the hospital, and they called him, and they told him, the guy that owned the company called him. I'm going to just call him John from here on out. John called him and told him that, just say that that you was doing whatever a case may be. I come to find out that the reason he told him that, because he didn't want him to tell him what actually happened, because he knew that he was going to have to pay even more out of his insurance just because of the job that we was doing. Because what we're doing is heavy lifting, basically, to the point where you can actually die from that stuff. So he pretty much told him to lie about that stuff, so that way it minimized the insurance that he would have to pay. And like when he said that, man, that shit had me heated, dog. Cause I'm like, man, fuck all that, man. I don't give a goddamn if you are my employer, bitch. I'm gonna tell these people honestly what's up. And if you gotta come out the pockets, dude, you gotta come out the pockets, man. Fuck all that. We not playing them games. So I guess my guy must have did it or whatever the case, cause either blind loyalty or just wanting to make sure that he not on his bad side. And like from there, we were just working as usual. Yeah, he would have pain. Felt like I had a dream of this day. Yeah, we would have pain. He would have pain doing certain things or whatever the case. But, for the most part, he was all right. But after that had happened, it kind of like slowed down, because, like I say, we was a private company, and like the only way we would work is like off a contract. And like I guess the contract for the signs was going up. The contract for the shelters was almost up. So when that happened, he was telling us, or one of the other guys that worked with him, he was telling us that they ain't gonna have no more work till probably like November or whatever. This was mid 2023, I believe, when he said all this. Come now, no, mid 2024, I think, when he said all this. Come now to where last month I was working at a museum and I met the guy that's working there now. Ended up finding out through him that they working again, but I guess it's just only just him and another guy. So with all that going on, I'm just sitting here like, man, like I was telling y'all earlier, like, wow, this is crazy. This man paying this man cheaper, and they started back working. So, you know, from that point on, man, I was just kind of like without a job, just getting work here and there. I recently went to another city area to try to like get on with them through the temp agency that I've been with. And the only thing I had to do was do the interview and drive the forklift, because I ended up getting my forklift license even for this position. So I ended up getting my forklift license, ended up passing the test, going to the place, because the agency officer or agency lady, she was pretty much putting her foot in the ass about, you know, getting me on and putting me on with them. The only thing I needed was the license. So I got the forklift license. And when I did that, I had to go to the place. And this place that I went to them a few months ago through the same agency. But it turns out this time they wanted somebody to work in another department. So I went for that. And when I did that, the guy, we, you know, had like a regular basic interview, and it seemed like everything was going all right. But ended up finding out, well, no, not ended up finding out, but ended up having to do, like, I guess the examination, or I can't remember what he called it. This was just recently, probably like a few weeks ago. Ended up doing like, I guess the test on the forklift to see, you know, how I drive the forklift. Mind you, I took in the class for the forklift license probably like, I think it was not 2022, but February 3rd. Only reason I remember it because I got it on my I got the actual ticket or card that I got the forklift license on. But it was February 3rd, 2014. It was, I can't do the math right now, years ago. And I'm pretty sure it expired because I'm not sure how long the things last. But that was the last time I even touched the forklift. So this time when I went to do the evaluation for this one, I got on the forklift, and mind you, before I did that, I went on YouTube, looked up Forklift Joe, I think his name was. I can't remember his name, but it's a YouTuber called Forklift Joe. Shout out to him. And like, I got like a quick rundown on how to drive the forklift. So with that all in mind, I made sure I did everything right, put it on the seat belt, got on with the 3 points of contact, turned the ignition on. It took me a minute because I was trying to adjust my seat. And if it sounds like I'm talking fast, but it's only because my phone is about to die, it's on 10%. But I pretty much got on the forklift, did everything right. I was kind of like timid with the gas because I didn't want to just like pedal to the metal. So I was just kind of like, you know, easing it out there. I didn't want to do too much for the evaluation. And I got out there. It felt very comfortable driving that thing. And the guy told me he wanted me to pick up some pallets. So I go to like pick up the pallets, and like I'm still kind of like fumbling with the I'm gonna call them joysticks, with the joysticks or whatever for the forks. But I managed to kind of like get it in there, or not even get it in there, get it like maybe a bit in there. But I guess it turns out the forks wasn't small enough, because it wasn't the one where you can kind of close the forks together. It just had the lift, the tilt, and the lift, the tilt, and I can't remember what, and the shift the forks to the side or whatever. It had that one. So like I say, I was kind of like fumbling with it because I couldn't get the forks all the way through there. But I managed to line it up damn near perfectly to where they supposed to fit in there. And come to find out, I guess the forks wasn't the force was too wide or something like that, he told me. And like we went back, he was just telling me like all right, that's enough. Um, and that was pretty much the end of it. But as we walking back, I had this weird suspicion that I didn't do too good, and maybe because I was kind of like afraid of asking how he thought or what he thought of it. That's probably why I didn't ask. But to me, at that point in time, I knew I had like a weird bad feeling that, you know, I probably wasn't gonna get it. And then lo and behold, he ended up saying that he ended up telling the agency lady that I didn't have enough experience, because I guess because of the test or whatever the case, or maybe just because of the fact that I couldn't get the forks in or whatever the case. But however it happened, I just didn't have enough experience. And maybe I probably could have just played with him and let him know, like, look, man, how am I supposed to get the experience if nobody gives me the chance or whatever the case? I probably should have said that. I wish I would have said that, but it's a little too late now. I was even thinking about even like texting him solo, because I got his number, that, you know, if you can give me the chance, then, you know, I can prove to you that I can get better or whatever the case, or I could take instruction from you or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'll revisit that once I come back from this this job fair thing. But I know I started off at one point when I started this. I planned on finishing it, and my phone is at 10%. It's probably lower now. So I'll probably do like a part 2 to this, just to continue from where I left off at. So it's been your boy Kid Savage, back at it again. Not with another Street Beast reaction, but just, I guess, a venting live. Yeah, I'll get this phone charged up and be back in a few hours to probably, like, you know, continue the story time, I guess. Peace.